You get me? You see what Arsenal Football Club are doing? You see when you put in a performance like that, fans applauding at halftime. It was carnival settings. It was lit. 3 goals, clean sheet. You know what we're doing. You know. I can't lie, Arsenal fans. You know what? Everybody, listen. All positives towards the end of the season, man. I, of all people, have no right to say that. But listen, we do what we need to do in 90 minutes against Atletico Madrid. We do what we need to do against West Ham. A lot of wrongs can be, righted, didn't it? If that even makes sense, people. But anyway, smash the like button. Big up you lot. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And of course, in some cases, good night. Arsenal obviously beat Fulham 3-0. I can't lie. I need to blow some steam off people. Like, obviously, like, we're all in group chats. And I'm in a group chat with my friends, in it. Like, a lot of them are Arsenal fans and other clubs and all that kind of stuff, right? But we challenge each other's opinions. Like, some of my friends are Mikel Arteta apologists. Some are balanced like me. Some are just Kalas everything. Some people rate Gyokeres and he's where I want to get to. I can't lie. When it comes to Victor Gyokeres, I'm shameless. I don't care about his first touch. I don't care about his link up play. I don't care about that. It's so ugly. It's beautiful. He's on putting the ball in the back of the net. He did everything to sign for this football club. We know how protracted that move from Sporting to Arsenal was. We needed a striker for time. His record speaks for itself. We bought him, putting on the number 14 shirt. There's a lot to say tactically that, there's a lot of things that went against Gyokeres. And he's not perfect, but it's so ugly. It's beautiful. Unless you're bringing Julian Alvarez, I just want a striker up front now. Like, I understand certain games we need to do different things, but I just think we're 90% of the way there. If we just go back to basics, sign some lit players, put players in their roles to thrive. But yeah, me and him were going back and forth in relation to Gyokeres and Kai. He's more of a Kai Havertz man. I said, I don't mind Kai, because if it's up to me, we sign Julian Alvarez. But I like Gyokeres. He's on scoring goals. We need to get to a team of scoring goals. And then I was like to him, to be fair to Kai, like, I gave Kai his plaudits, but then, like, it dawned on me. Big up Kai Havertz, but man move like Kai Havertz is Van Persie and this one and that one in one. Like, he's a good player. But he's butters to watch as well. If anything, Gyokeres' link-up play is closer in alignment of ability to Kai Havertz than Kai Havertz putting the ball in the back of the net. As I said, this is all from a place of love. I just want a striker, man. And again, completely off topic, I also said to him, if we were to sign Julian Alvarez and you've got Gyokeres and, Lewis-Skelly's to get a goal in midfield on top of Rice and Zubimendi, we'd probably bring in another midfielder in addition, maybe even 2, depending on what happens with other guys that can play there. They got a decision to make with Kai. I'm not saying Kai or Odegaard. I believe Odegaard as well. Because they're in the last 2 years of their deals. They're key members to Mikel Arteta's side. They're both very key to the system, all that kind of jazz. But yeah, people are shameless. Yeah, going back to the Gyokeres things. You know what annoys me as well? Yeah, because people say goals win games, and I'm shameless when it comes to Gyokeres. You don't know I can have a balanced debate in relation to being a forward, but at the end of the day, Gyokeres is my guy. In one sentence, in literally one sentence, in fact, 5 words. What is a striker's job? Shameless thing. What's a striker's job? To score goals. You can't put in 5 words. Oh, but the link up play. 5 words is to score goals. He does that. You could see on YouTube, just by looking at YouTube highlights. Why do we always try and make guys things that they're not? He's here to score goals. It's so ugly. It's beautiful. Then people start saying, people came into the season, well, to be fair with Gyokeres, he scored. We've struggled in the small games. If he could score in them games, we might get extra points. Man does that. Oh, but he ain't scored against top 10 though. He ain't done this though. He ain't done that. Man start turning into weirdos as well. Like, oh, but the quality of the goal and the XG and this and that. Shut up, man. He scored goals, whatever you say, 20 odd goals in all competitions now, 13, 14 in the league. Mentality is there. Whatever you shape it to me, I don't think Spurs is a big club. North London derby slapped it at home against Atletico Madrid, slapped it away against Atletico Madrid, might do that again. How much goals in that? We all saw the finish against Inter Milan, semi-finals against Chelsea. And again, I like the simple finishes. I'm never going to look at Gyokeres to be the most drippiest in the team. Saka, and that's another thing. That's another thing as well. You lot that gave up on Bukayo Saka, shame on you lot. Stay over that side. If you didn't rate Gyokeres, if you gave up on Bukayo Saka, if you was trying to slander Myles Lewis-Skelly, stay over that side. Mikel Arteta, you see what happens. You put Lewis-Skelly in midfield. You let Gyokeres be a striker. We put certain guys in certain roles and we start thriving. But yeah, man, no one can chat shit about Gyokeres. Listen, the agendas are run if we win something major, because Gyokeres signed for Sporting Lisbon, ended their trophy drought. If he signs for us, it's a movie. It's a documentary. No, but did you see the quality of the goal? Last time I checked, a goal's a goal. Everyone wants to say, get behind the team, back the players, until it's the players that you lot don't like, because it doesn't fit you. Gyokeres, I'm sorry, man. They don't fancy you in the same way they fancy Calafiori and Kai Havertz and this one and that one. And I promise, I promise. Just because you rate Kai doesn't mean you don't know ball. But yeah, look at it. It's so ugly. It's beautiful. It's so ugly. It's beautiful, man. Shout out Gyokeres, man of the match. Oh, it's only Fulham. Who cares? He's become just the third Premier League player to score 20 plus goals across all competitions this season. Haaland and Igor Thiago have scored more than him. Not light work when you're in jeans. And I'm still on signing Julian Alvarez. Victor Gyokeres has now scored 20 goals. As we said, that's 13 in counting in the league. That's 5 in the Champs. That's 1 in the FA Cup. Where, again, whatever people say, when it's crunch time moments, he's down for the cause. The League Cup final, we embarrassed ourselves. He was down for the cause. Atletico, he was down for the cause. And we're chasing the game, which we ultimately lost against Southampton. All right, listen, we got a million problems. Gyokeres ain't one of them. Gyokeres is not one of them. My guy. And we are shameless. Gyokeres becomes the first player to score 20 plus goals in all comps in their first season at the club since Alexis Sanchez in 2014-15. Now, Kai, Gyokeres, you're both used in the squad, but if I had to pick a side of the fence, at the end of the day, Gyokeres is just a striker, man. I've seen all the Kai stuff and the Marino stuff. Big up Marino. And even that, Marino, Kai. But yeah, big up Gyokeres, man. Shout out Gyokeres. Smash the like button if you haven't. In just under an hour, people, we will be doing a watch along for, just over an hour, apologies, for Manchester United against Liverpool. Big up Bukayo Saka, man. He looked like he had confidence in his body again, man. That's how, obviously, if you played poor, you've played poor. But anyone that's played football with an injury or coming back, you've lost confidence. Like, he's clearly not had confidence in his body. That looked like the first time he was free. And maybe I'm capping, but that looked like the first time Mikel Arteta's kind of like been specific about about Bukayo Saka, when he said, like, that's the Saka we used to know, and you know, he's finally playing with freedom. I've seen similar comments. So yeah, need to keep these guys fit. Can we be honest? It's looking dark for Benjamin White, isn't it? One love, Trini. We're live, man. Sadiq, appreciate you. Hayden, appreciate you. Don't have to apologize for being late. Start MLS on Tuesday. Nah, geez, tranquilo. I can't lie. I kind of would, I think you have to go the same 11 you did last week. If I'm honest, though, I do think you play Kai. At the end of the day, all you can do is take your chances. And Myles Lewis-Skelly ain't perfect, but bro, he's wavy. He's popping up on the right. He's doing this thing from the left. He carries the ball, buys fouls, wants to play forward. No one that wants to keep it simple. Of course, he's not the finished article, but bro, it shouldn't be the 2nd of May when I'm seeing him in midfield. Yeah, you can say, oh, but he came on against Newcastle. Can we spare a thought for Norgard? Like, not that big up Norgard, but I don't necessarily, in the grand scheme of things, I don't necessarily care in it, but spare a thought for the guy. But yeah, Myles Lewis-Skelly did well, and you move Rice to the right hand side again. You put Myles Lewis-Skelly in his position. You make Gyokeres do what a striker's meant to be. In the last 2 games, Rice has been a bit deeper. That tells us 2 things. Sometimes you need to change things, and you might get different outcomes. And also, as much as players got to be multifunctional, sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If Rice is lit as a 6, play the man as a 6. Lewis-Skelly, I do think he'll play left back again for Arsenal Football Club, but it's a midfield thing, and it's throwing different spanners in the works. You have to try different stuff. Like, I'm not necessarily saying I'm for everything, but what I've just said there, Kai Havertz and Gyokeres playing together, Max Dowman eventually, and Saka in the 10 at the time, Madueke and Saka in the 10. I'm not saying I want all of these things on a consistent basis, but it's a bit of variety, isn't it? It is a bit predictable, and if it's predictable for me, I know the manager's trying to do whatever, but if it's predictable to me, what do you think it's going to be? And obviously, you know, because of where we are, a competitive side, some things are going to be the same. But if it's predictable to me as a novice football fan, like all these coaches that play against you lot and they're doing their research, yeah, man. Kai is not clinical enough to be a striker. Yes, his hold-up plays better than Gyokeres. Most games I would start Gyokeres. I'm for that because I just want to change mentality now. I just want to play with a striker, man. I know you got drop in midfield and stuff, but 60% of the time I'd rather go with Gyokeres. I cannot cap. I can't. It's nothing to do with Kai. I just want to see different stuff. It'd be interesting, though, because let's just say we sign Krupti, who's obviously good enough to play, can play in a number of roles, but he's a kind of youngish kind of striker. Whether he'd be first choice through the middle over Gyokeres or Kai remains to be seen. But let's go with him, and let's go with Julian Alvarez, who you're looking at 100+ million. He's going to play, can play out wide, but realistically, if you're signing Julian Alvarez, you need to play him through the middle. If you have 2 of those, you've got Marino. Then you look at the midfield, and you, in an ideal world, Zubimendi, Rice, hopefully Lewis-Skelly's looked at consistently there. Don't know if that means we buy left back or whatever. And there's probably one more. And you've still got other options. The Ezes, the Odegaards, they can all play deeper. We can play 2 rotating 8s, all that jazz. What does that mean for Kai? Because it's not that Kai won't get games, but this is what I mean, where I'm not just looking at this season. I'm looking 18 months to 2 years, because Obviously, form can dictate. Kai is a valued member of this squad. I'm not suggesting to sell him necessarily or whatever, even though if you sign some bad boy midfielders, you sign some strikers, he can still mix and blend. But then you have, the prospect of someone on 200 odd grand a week, 2 years left on his deal. What are you going to do there? And that's why I said I'm interested to see Kai Havertz and Odegaard long term, because again, Odegaard's not there. We don't press the same way. We lose control, all of that kind of jazz. But if Arteta is able to find someone that can do that, what does it mean? Especially because we're probably going to have another big summer of sorts. We obviously brought in people last summer. We've given new deals. It's not guaranteed as much as it needs to be 99% guaranteed. The Jesus is of this world, one of Trossard or Martinelli. Like, the squad needs to evolve now, isn't it? And sometimes that's not always players that look past it. Sometimes that's players that are first names on the team sheet. So yeah, been telling the man about MLS in midfield. A goal is a goal. I'm back after hiding at the end of April. I am so back. MLS in midfield. Saka back. Callot, Rice, Trossard, oh baby, Mikel. Don't run though. I can't lie. I don't respect the run. Don't run. Saka's goal was Hollywood. Even the build-up play to Gyokeres' one, like, that is all I want to see from Saka and Gyokeres in relation to link-up play. Put it on a plate for this guy. He can't miss from 5 yards. It's so ugly. It's beautiful. And the occasional goals against the type of finish against Inter Milan away, Spurs away. Every now and again, Gyokeres. Every now and again. I see a link today that Andrea Berta is eyeing up a 45 million striker over Julian Alvarez. Who though? Who? In an ideal world, we get a good fee for Kai from Bayern. Then we sign Alvarez, Gyokeres, and Alvarez as our strikers. We'll cover everything we need from a striker. Is DG speaking on behalf of the right back union? 100%, bro. But it's looking horrible for Ben White. You weren't bad yesterday. But if you put a gun to my head, like, you and Noni were the deadest, and there was a couple of actions from Ben. He just physically looks out of sort, man. And I think on one hand, we've run him into the ground. Two, he's come into the season with shit fitness. He's had to build his way up. But when he's kind of like, it's coincided with the games coming thick and fast, I do think there's elements of running him into the ground again. I'm sure around the period when we had Wolves, I can't remember, a lot more football than given everything suggested. So yeah, it looks horrible for Ben, man. Saka went through a major hamstring injury followed by constant setbacks and issues and a whole year of mediocrity because of it, and came back all while Palmer and Foden stayed crap. Please ask Jessica if some bit of hope is now returning after yesterday's match. If she's free on Thursday, I'll definitely do that for you, my boy. I think Arteta handled MLS well. It's easy to call for him when the pressure is high, but he made the change after we were rejuvenating form. He also said he wanted to fix some of his play before starting. I get that, because you do need to add stuff into midfield, but I push back a bit on that whole pressure, because there's still pressure. Yeah, it's great to beat Fulham and decent performance against Atletico. When you just consider it is what it is concerning our football club, there's a degree of optimism. The pressure is still there. And I must admit, it's not even just a Lewis-Skelly thing. Hindsight's 2020, you are right. But whether it's Lewis-Skelly in midfield for me, putting Rice in the last 2 games back to the 6, to be fair with you, I still don't think we're all the way we need to be in the final third, but I do think in the last 3 games, I'm sure, Atletico Madrid yesterday, even though we scored 3, and Newcastle, it's more of a case of our players lacking the finishing touches in the final third. So I do think there's been an onus in recent weeks to play a bit more direct. But when I look at Eze getting a proper crack at it, betting with Eze and Odegaard in the side, the way we approached man-to-man pressing in the first half against City, a part of me feels that it is too little too late. And also, like, what could we have got if you? I know it's not the same in the context, isn't, but we drew against Aston Villa after conceding the late goal. What if we approached it differently? What could we have done there? Liverpool definitely at Anfield, let alone at the Emirates. Manchester City even at the Emirates, which was of the 3 times probably the most beatable they looked. Obviously, we didn't beat them one of the times and whatnot. And there's many other examples. Like, at the end of the day, we're a competitive side. The thing taking us from being, even the things we're bad at, the things taking us from being a competitive side to actually getting over the line is to find margins. Unfortunately, we're not on the right side of those more times than not. And that's what winning teams do, man. So, yeah, I told man, surround Gyokeres with ballers, some tech players, and feed him. He and everyone else will thrive. Speak on Saka's touch. Only God knows how he controlled that Raya tackle. I don't know what Raya was doing, my boy, but it was all calm. I don't know. Raya must have been bored. Like, he must have got the Ramsdale trait there. Don't know what he was doing there, but he fizzed it at him. There was another one. I feel like Magalhaes played a diag and Saka plucked it out of the sketch. Don't ever let them gaslight you about Bukayo. He's definitely not going to be the prettiest. The man's world class, one of the top 5 in his position in the world. Do I think Elise is more entertaining? Yeah, I don't necessarily think man's better. Like, I don't necessarily think man's better. It's more drippy, but Saka's a black Mohamed Salah, innit? Yamal's better than him. couple other men. But yeah, it's cool. I'm big on Kai. I like him, but his injury setbacks alongside his wages sell him. I like Kai, but unfortunately, we need to evolve and progress beyond the Rebels, if I'm honest with you. Do you think we need more defenders in the summer if the money can be spent in midfield and on the left? It's techie because I was going to do a video on this. There's many different ways you can maneuver the market, but at face value, yes. Like, yes, I think you need one because Benjamin White. But if you don't move, but if you just say, if Benjamin White doesn't leave and somehow we look after him physically, where he's actually at the best of his game, he's a decent option, you might be able to park both moving Benjamin White on and bringing in another right back addition for 12 months. Obviously, that gives you more money to do what you want to do in midfield, left wing, potentially where else as well. Again, Arteta, no more experiments. If I'm honest, I do think we're going to have to sign a backup keeper because I think Kepa's gone. I wonder if we sign 2 midfielders because I do think Norgard's gone. And I do think Norgard, I think Norgard's gone and we tried to sign a centre mid anyways. That's what the links have been. Kai is the pass, as is Odegaard, in my opinion. I feel they may have 1 season left with us. Krupi is being linked to Arsenal today. Andrea Burr eyeing up a move for the summer, and he can play both flanks and in behind. I'm on that. Look, I'm not getting ahead of myself, but MLS midfield could be our stones in midfield. Fergie 4-3-3 and Giggs, Nico Riley this season, etc. Tranquillo. It's just different options, man. See how Zubamendi got, he still came on the pitch, but we saved his legs a bit. You imagine if we were able to do that with Rice and Zubi, like all them statistics that you see coming out in terms of the most minutes played, they're up there, innit? Especially Rice, which is why I rate what Rice does for us a lot more. Big up DG. I wasn't surprised that VG played to his strengths with Eze and MLS releasing the ball quickly and through the channels. Appreciate you, man. You're right. And when you play quick and aggressive, there's space, innit? Fans can't be disrespecting Zubamendi because MLS had a good game yesterday. You need to relax and be in tune with reality. MLS still has a long way to go. Zubi's a baller, enough for the disrespect. Olu, I agree with you fighting Zubamendi's case, but then I remember you were shameless yesterday. I told man don't give up on Gyokeres. Stay over that side. Stay over that side. Stay over that side. Please. Please stay over that side. But yeah, big up yourself. We never stop believing and we're not going to. That's how it is. There's a lot to play for. There's not too many games left. And now we're in a good position. So we feel it. And in brackets, close to something. That was Victor Gyokeres speaking after the game, people. Has much marginalized Gyokeres proved his critics wrong. What do you lot think? Bro, just show me the things that are bred in. Rooney's talking about Gyokeres. Listen, when a striker like Wayne Rooney is talking about my strat, he's never done that about Kai. He had a great performance. Oh, that's Arteta. We're going to get into Arteta's comments. Dead. That don't look appealing. Myles Lewis-Skelly had a great game against Fulham. You lot know this. Shh. If you're not rating Saka, stay over there, man. If we get the ball into the box, Glock is more likely to score than Kai. But for overall gameplay, you'll get more out of Kai. Do you know what the saddest thing is? I wish I could, 1, give Gabriel Jesus healthy ACLs or whatever it was he got injured. 2, if I could just take Gyokeres' goal-scoring ability and Kai's like speed of thought and that, and just add it to what Gabriel Jesus was. But we don't need a striker. But unfortunately, that is not how life works. You lot that this Saka, stay over there, please. Trossard completed the most take-ons against obviously Fulham. I'd expect you lot to know that. Bukayo is back, man. He's back, man. We just need to look at the pictures. I don't even care about the stats. Look at my guy. He's back, man. And this is why Saka could do no. I don't care what you lot tell me. Saka could do no wrong. He's not above criticism. Can do no wrong, man. Can do no wrong. All you lot, Noni needs to start ahead of Saka. And Timber is not better than Benjamin White. Gyokeres this and that. Shh. The reboot, you nerds and reboards had your time. Leave us to the second half of the season. Leave it to us. We're going to get it done for Arsenal Football Club. Thank you. Even the fact that he's captain and he's horrible for what he did to Jimenez. He's horrible. Nasty. Imagine playing against Bukayo. Be horrible. We'll get into all of that shortly, people. Where was I going? I want to see what Mikel Arteta has said on our performance. Very happy with the team performance and the individual performances within that performance. We know how difficult it's going to be, especially coming back from Madrid so late on Thursday afternoon and the energy that we spent in the game. And understanding you don't want to talk about it if you have a huge game in a few days here. We talked about the hunger and about having the ability to focus and be so determined on what we had to do. We had some fresh legs from a few players. You could notice that big time because the individual performance increased and the team flowed in a different way. True. The moment that we did that, I think we engaged the supporters. And when that happens, you create the atmosphere that you saw at the Emirates. We make it very, very difficult for the opponent. Facts. But you see why I'm saying maybe if we rested players, if whatever we need to do to keep certain players fit, because we brought in 8 players and there's still madness going on. That performance could have, like what we saw yesterday, that could have been Bournemouth. That could have been the next 3 points. But this is what I'm talking about. I don't want to keep doing ideal scenario situations. So yeah, fair play. You did have that. And to be honest, Arteta's been on a lot about freshness in the last 7 days, because they asked him about the Champions League game between Bayern and PSG, and he obviously said they're good players, good team, what we want to watch. But when he looks at the amount of times they've rested, it's crazy. Even that, like I saw on social media, like the Dembeles of this world, the João Neves, they ain't started that many games in the French league. I might be lying, but I saw one of them, it's something like 10 to 12 starts. That can't run in the Premier League. Imagine that. I don't know, people, but yeah. On Lewis-Skelly. Never thought we'd get him, man. Wenger defo spoke to you because you're doing what you need to do. He fully deserves it. I've been tough on him. He had a spectacular season last year when he jumped into the first team. He had some difficult moments after that, but he stayed very humble, very focused, very aligned with what we wanted to do. And I knew he was ready. He's been showing in training every day the opportunities he had to play. He's done it. And today he really stepped up. And I thought he had an incredible performance. And we know it was a critical game. He's talking about Gyokeres and Saka partners. Oh, where's all you guys that were saying, oh, Saka doesn't like Gyokeres. Gyokeres doesn't like him. And we know what we have to do on Tuesday. On Gyokeres, he had a great performance. I think in Madrid, especially the first half, he was really good. Today, the minutes that he's played as well, his contribution with the goals in every attacking action, he was involved, scored 2 great goals, position-wise, timing-wise, and as well, something that we've been working on. It's going to give him a big boost of energy and confidence to the team as well. And I always wonder, as much as fatigue's a thing, when you have a performance like you did against Fulham, and you could even say just the fact that you beat Newcastle, and you could even say a more positive performance against Atletico Madrid with something to play for, you're not really tired. Like when things are going, there is an element of that. I genuinely believe when the fixture list is condensed and congested, when you're winning and things are going well, like against Fulham, you're not really tired like that. It is a drain mentally, the opposite. So yeah, man. Arsenal with the new cost ratio coming in instead of FFP are incredibly healthy. Don't worry too much about sell to buy, although we'll offload for squad size in brackets. Are we definitely? Yeah, we are getting Hincapié. It's one of them loans. It's like David Raya. Same goes for Kivior at Porto. Like it's a loan in all but name. It's just we'll pay you next year. Nah, don't bet, Ollie. Don't bet. I told you we need someone ugly. Big up Deluded, Gooner, always back the team. Appreciate you, my boy. Personally, I don't fully buy into play to his strengths. Gyokeres has done the simple things correct. That's what we need. Yeah, but we did play to his strengths. Maybe it's a tactics thing. Maybe it's because of the players. But Eze quick and fast. Like he's found Saka. Saka's done his thing. When that's other players, we're not doing it as quickly. That is to his strengths. The majority of Gyokeres' highlights at Arsenal against the run of play. That's my thing. Accept him for what he is. Of course, there's going to be games where there's not that much space. You're going to need other options, but you get the point. You're not smart enough. That's why you're here. Gyokeres thrives when you set up the team around him. He's not a Giroud type player, but he's clinical and will score. Yesterday, the ball didn't bounce off him. He didn't misplace passes. Saka always shows up against Fulham. Remember last season when he came back from injury? I was at that game. Proper homecoming. What did Jesus actually do yesterday when he came on? Let him go and give us Leo. Let him, I think you mean AC Milan. Saka and Calafiori was a big difference today. My heart bled for Calafiori. Look, watching it back, I know I was very animated in the watch-along. Yeah, miles offside. They actually got the right decision. But yeah, positive performance. And fresh Hincapié legs for Atletico. But then again, such is the balance of life and what we're seeing in football with injuries. Yeah, if like obviously Myles Lewis-Skelly can play left back, but is there a degree of like, let's just say for argument's sake, folks, Mikel Arteta said, I only see Myles Lewis-Skelly as a midfielder now. Worst comes to worst, I might, and it's peak and there's injuries. You might have to play left back. We might have to move Timber over there. But if he's seen generally as a midfielder, couldn't you argue we probably have to sign another left back, as mad as that is? Which is why someone like Tino Livramento would be fucking perfect for us. You're obviously a right back, especially if Ben White goes. You're obviously a great right back. You're English, so that helps us as well. You can play left back. It gives us that kind of option. Again, the biggest criticism of Livramento is, unfortunately, you get injured a lot. Arsenal fans and injuries, it's like a cheese sandwich. It all blends together, innit? it's a negative tax. We're never going to see you play. But yeah, people, let me know your thoughts on that. So yeah, big up Gyokeres. On Saka and Gyökeres, yes, they haven't played together much, unfortunately, because of the injuries that we had. But there are relationships that I really enjoyed today. I need to watch the second half again, but I watched the first half again. Eze, he was wavy. I still maintain, and I think I was right about that. Like, it took about 10 minutes to wake up. But then watching it again, you knew it was a balling thing because you're taking bare touches. And if I'm critical, hey, last 2 games, sorry. So yeah, on Saka being back to his best, he certainly made a difference. He made 2 actions that decided the game, and we know what he's capable of. He's come back in the most important period of the season, and now he's fresh. His mind's fresh. He's hungrier at the highest possible height. And I think he needed a performance like that to impact the team. So that's a big platform for Tuesday. You lot that tried to give up on our son, stay over there. I never sold my Saka stocks. I was with Myles Lewis-Skelly to the end. Hey, Saka. It doesn't, I said this many months ago. I know the climate is nicer at this point in the season to certain players than others. Gyokeres, we've had the lows, we've had the highs. Eze, we've had the highs, we've had the lows. Saka, from a personal point of view, this is a low. It doesn't have to be a lot of players' best individual season of the last 4 years, but it could be your most memorable if you just fucking win this Premier League, man. If you lot just lock in Gaffer as well, just get this Premier League over the line. I don't want to get to the Champions League final if we're not going to win it, man. I know this. That's the fan of me talking because my heart can't take it. 20 years, we have to win that. We have to. So yeah, let's do what we're doing. On Saka coming off at halftime, we had to. He played 30 odd minutes in Madrid. Now he's played 45 minutes. We need to ramp up his load. Pause. Tranquillo, Gaffer. But we need to be careful because we need him on that pitch. On Myles Lewis-Skelly playing in midfield and why it's taking him so long to play there. Let me sit up. It's probably because I don't have a clue, and maybe I should have done it earlier. Mind games, the manager's on banter. I don't know, but I have to do things when I believe that the player is ready, which is also that clearly there's something that depending whether it's we've got no other option and we need to rest players, we need to whatever. Maybe it's a mixture of that. Lewis-Skelly deserves the opportunity because he's been a good lad. He's finally, he's learning because you got to remember he's 19. All of these things added together. Either way, we're here now. He needs to be playing in midfield, Gaffer. He needs to. Too cool. You know what you need to do. I don't care about this Nico O'Reilly guy. He's wavy. He's dead, man. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. 49. Lewis-Skelly. I was getting scared. Secretly, I was vexed with you. On the slide, you lot have probably seen it. I've done my best to hide. I've been vexed with you with how you've dealt with Myles Lewis-Skelly. I've been so angry. When I read them reports about rumors and all the Charles Watson, David Ornsteins, and they're like, Ethan Wanyeri and Myles Lewis-Skelly are candidates to leave, part of me dies inside. But you played Lewis-Skelly, down and got minutes, free Wanyeri. But yeah, that's probably sarcasm from the gaffer. The team is ready and the opponent is the right one to play with him in that position. Yeah, because we're going to have the majority of the ball. Again, there's a lot of things for Lewis-Skelly to learn because there's going to be times we're under the cosh. But he's 19. You're not going to be the finished article, and there's more pros than cons. Selling him is nonsense. Not playing him is nonsense. I'll leave it there. We've done it today. It's the first time. It was a big risk because I knew what was going to happen. If he wasn't this great, we would have lost the game. How do you play a kid at this age, bro? Light work in this scenario. Light work. We've done it against. Don't forget PSG. Martinelli robbed him of an assist. We know what he's done against Roma. He's built for this. He's built for this, man. We would have lost the game. Yeah, in that position that he hasn't played all season. I knew that, but I had the feeling that was the right chance for him. On his gratitude to our supporters post-match, listen, we appreciate you, Gaffer. And likewise, I'm just trying to skip through, I don't want to bore you lot. On it being the best possible first half performance of the season. Yeah. Probably, I don't want to have recency bias. Am I capping if I say Spurs at home? I don't know, man, because there's been a couple games we've done well. But yeah, anyways, we need momentum. We know that. On Bukayo Saka putting his Achilles issues behind him. I think the pain is gone. And that was obviously something that was restricting his capacity to deliver certain actions. Today, he felt loose. He felt relaxed. And I think we had the Bukayo that we need. All you lot that talked mad on my guy, we're coming back for everything. We're on to you lot, bro. You lot are comparing him to peasants. You lot don't rate him. And you always talk. Even some Arsenal fans, fuck the pagan fans, the op fans that chat shit about my guy. How dare some of you Arsenal fans? I hear the Max Naumann right wing thing, but Noni, how dare you? Saka's back now. This must be how Americans felt when Obama became president. I can't lie, Arsenal fans. Do we actually feel like it's our time? Because I'm tired. Your boy's tired. Gyokeres is rising. Eze is rising. Saka is sourcing. Lewis-Skelly is local. Things are happening. Henri's there. We're sourcing. Anyone that's listened to Bashy Black Boys, it was absolutely amazing to see the man them sourcing yesterday. We're the Culture Club. Rice is back in the 6. And that's actually something here that's going to go over people's heads. And I want to make sure I keep mentioning that. Saliba was fucking brilliant on the ball yesterday. Magalhaes was fucking amazing because it's cool with Saliba. Magalhaes, long range passing, diag, short, forcing the issue. He was fucking brilliant. U2 and Calafiori, there was an action where he was in the box. He was done dirty in Rice, man. Do you know a couple of good actions that, as someone that's the president of the Zubamendi fan club, I would have been bred in. There was one action, Rice played you the ball, you just dropped the shoulder and gone about your business. Lewis-Skelly delighted with his midfield impact. If you told me this was going to happen a week ago, I would have said you're lying, but Halen. Lewis-Skelly FC, man. We held our stops. It was looking dark for us. Big up smash the like button if you didn't give up, man. Gyokeres, it was dark as well. Because sometimes listen, I ain't perfect. Like the players I like, I'm gonna cut some excuses in it. Like all of that. I didn't believe it, but fellow Gyokeres lovers, I used to see on social media, like, oh, when Gyokeres comes off the opposition, they start going higher up the pitch. We know this is shameless, but we was in the trenches. We was in the trenches. And even if you go and watch every goal Gyokeres has scored from then till now, yeah, you see him, it's kind of beautiful. You see him growing confidence, if I'm honest. So yeah, what has Lewis-Skelly said? Honestly, I was buzzing, being back in that midfield, getting the trust from the gaffer and the players again. Just allows me to play my game and play it simple, but also be effective, which was really good today. It's hugely important for me to set that tone. When you're in midfield, there's a certain rally you have to attain, bro. Look how much rally you have to look how whoa, are you mad? Let's remember who Lewis-Skelly is. Like he didn't do it against Madrid. Like he didn't score in his England debut. He's wavy. Done, and this was all at left back. We ain't even really seen the centre mid stuff. In what Lewis-Skelly can do and he's going to do in midfield, the Fulham thing's meaty. You wait till he starts scoring goals. There was even a moment he punched it in for Trossard. And now, listen, Trossard, I can't lie. I was bred in you first half of the season. 2026, you've been shit. Against Fulham. All of you. Only the players and the manager could tell me why you lot. Decision-making is great. Energy is great. Setting the tone's great. Doing simple things. 1 touch when you need. 2 touch when you need. 3 touch when you need. Just everything. Like, you lot need to... So when I see the collective shining, that tells me something is working. So, yeah. You lot would have to tell me what's going on, but Lewis-Skelly's lit, man. This is nothing, man. This is nothing. This is nothing. It's hugely important. I'll say I've already read that. So good. I could read it twice. It's a credit to all our players because when we're all on the same wavelength, we're really, really feeling it, playing with the synergy, playing with that energy together. I feel like we're one. Come on. And you know about the chat. These are my people. I'm so grateful to them. They're our top player. They give us so much energy and we're so grateful for them. I just want to say thanks to Per. Big up Saka. Best of luck for everything he's taught me. He's been a real role model and the lessons that he's instilled in me, I'm so grateful. I wish him would have. Oh, you know what Halen does, isn't it? I have to send shots at Cobham. Cobham, I rate you lots thing. But when I put on my tribal hat, dead. You got buying all these fucking players from all over the world, right? And you're buying all the best. You're bullying all the other teams and buying all their young players. Guys going Plymouth and Charlton and bullying that. You got all this stuff. Your youngsters are not wavy like us. You've seen what Lewis-Skelly done. You've seen what Saka's done. Smith Rowe, you've seen what he's done. You've seen what Eddie's done to you. You've seen what we do. Before I talk about what 1 year he's doing, before we again circle back on Smith Rowe and these kind of guys, and I saved one of them till last. I don't need to tell you lot about Max Diamond. You can see it's different. The diamonds are different. Over here is so big up Joe Willock, Balogun, everybody out there doing their thing. You don't do it like us. Marley Salmon, we ain't even seen that yet. That one there's Curry goal is getting cooked. You know how defenders are. We have to take time with them. And as much as the other ones hype me, Marley, because I've been crying out for a fucking defender, proper defender to come through the system. Respectfully, not accidental fullbacks, which Lewis-Skelly, Kieran Gibbs, technically Ashley Cole, Ainsley Maitland-Niles is like, you're a centre-half. It's different over here. Unpredictability stuns teams. Arteta should have been switching it up all this time. The Saka Odegaard don't like Gyokeres was, and it's honestly such an odd narrative. Like, this isn't High School Musical, people watching too much EastEnders. Exactly. Even if you don't like him, it's a workplace. If I am in the right position and I set up Gyokeres and he scores a goal, I might not like him, but he scores a goal, we win the game. What's like? These are things that I feel people know don't make sense. But when you say it bare times and you get other emotional people and you're all saying it, confirmation bias, mind games in yourself, it comes across as something. Gyökeres proved he can play football. Of course he can. In jeans as well. Like, Timber can go left if we have Levermento. Callum needs to start against Atletico. I can't lie, Ngapié thing. Ngapié. We need to win our 1v1s, man. Atletico is no Fulham. Who would you play, Skelly or Zubi? I'd play Skelly because football is much about form than past records. I hear you. And Lewis-Skelly ain't put a foot wrong, but I can't lie. Rice, Zubi, the same team that went out there against Atletico, and even that, a week removed, I still feel the way going into that game as I do like now, innit? Because I think there is logic with Eze being on the bench, Eze playing off the left, not playing Odegaard, let alone we don't even know if Odegaard's really going to be there. I do think Kai Havertz would have started in Spain if he was fit. Do you go, if Kai is fit for Tuesday, do you go with him? Maybe. But then I do think Arteta's probably thinking, do I start Kai? But then are you going to start Kai and Saka? Which obviously we took Saka off for someone that, as much as on one hand we knew and we know we need to be careful with Saka, he looked fresh in it. Like he looked like he had a lot more than the first half in him, if that makes sense. But if you start him and Kai, it don't really make sense. So yeah, I think how do you approach it? I know it's not Fulham, but do you set it like Fulham? Like the fans are optimistic? Nah, man, because even if you go out there just gun ho from the start, it's a chess match. I probably would, but then again, football sometimes is not logical, and I think that's my biggest fault. I do think too logical about it. Right now, you'd have to ask me again, and I will change my mind. Right now, same 11. And if I was going to change things, I definitely wouldn't change. I definitely wouldn't change Hincapié for Calafiori. Even though I said it, I think I said it in my reaction. In the first half against Atletico, there was some like positions Hincapié was in, and I thought, oh, what if Calafiori was there? He might just do something random, but it's always the players that are not involved. Not that Hincapié put a foot wrong. It's always the players that are not involved that you kind of do that with. I mean, Lewis-Skelly, I back him to play well and his temperament and things, but yeah, man, I probably would go Rice and Zubi. Saka starts Tuesday or Noni, thoughts, people. Oli, allow me, man. Saka, bro. I ain't trying to hear that. I like Noni Madueke, but I need to see less of you for a couple of weeks. Like, even yesterday, man, like, I really don't want to make it about Noni. I really like him, but it's dead, man. Like, I'll tell you, you have to make that one work. I can't lie to you. You have to make that one work, because if that's the saddest thing. If Noni's decision making and he can get goals and assists, because I actually like him as a footballer. If he had that, we're laughing, but we've got too much guys like that. And Arteta, someone that likes what you're doing, that's your last kind of signing like that. But veto all of that. Everything that comes in the summer has to make sense now. That's probably why I like Gyokeres, because as much as I criticize him, at least I know you're a fucking striker. Like, you're not going to play left wing. There's too much man that can play everywhere. And yeah, man, you got receipts. Look at this guy. I don't want Saka at the World Cup, but he's going to cook. For me, Saka starts when he's fit. Noni is a squad player. That's his best role. I know, people, but if it was up to me, Saka, Max Dowman, Noni. That's the pecking order. Still don't think Gyokeres is the guy. He played well against Fulham, though, so fair play to him. Less said that, man. Who hasn't he splashed it on? If we can get Julian Alvarez, I'm on that. But Gyokeres has a future here. There's goals here. He might just have to be our Chris Wood. Rice at the 6 might be a masterstroke. It's not over yet. We played well Newcastle away, true. Gyokeres will be the only striker to challenge early for the Golden Boot next season. I'm not giving up on Noni. He just needs good coaching. I'm not giving up on Noni, but I am at the point I accept, man. 98% of this squad, I accept you for what they are. Like, I hear what you're saying about Noni. You could apply that to Kai. You could apply that to Martinelli. You could apply that to certain players. That the good, the bad, I accept a lot of man for what they are. The only players I want to hear coaching around, I'll be brutally honest. Myles Lewis-Skelly, Wanyeri, Max Dowman, Marley Salmon. I'm only hearing coaching with that. Unless it's little things like Zubamendi, we're making him more of an 8. We're doing little things over there. But is it really a coaching thing with Noni? It is, but is it? And Martinelli, is it? Because I know they're trying, and I know the manager's trying, but like, them man don't need to watch. You know how we all watched the All or Nothing, and we've seen like Carlos Cuesta when he was here and he was getting the individual clips and showing them the actions like they've got right and wrong, and then showing them good examples like of like for them lot, you'd probably actually show Raheem Sterling running in behind, Mo Salah's actions, Mane, the list goes on. You man have seen bare of them videos, bro. Like you've seen bare of them videos. So I accept you for what they are. You're a tool. You can be utilized. Like there are. At the end of the day, with Noni, we're here in it. There are conditions for you, but I said this in the summer. It's like for me with Noni, it's on Arteta. I'm an armchair expert. I've said what I've just said about Noni. Arteta believes in him a lot more. Make it work. Because at the end of the day, if Noni were to start scoring goals, you look like a genius. And I just feel we've got too many men like that already. I do feel there's a lot of unanswered questions, which they're starting to be answered. But how do you get Eze and Odegaard on a consistent basis? Because we've seen a mixing blend. How do you get the best out of Noni? Will we ever see something better from Martinelli? You know, obviously, Myles Lewis-Skelly, was he going to go? Was he going to stay? Now, how do you get him in midfield? How do you train him up in midfield? And we could go here all day and night, man. Bro, selling, I can't lie, dude, social, even though they are clowns for saying do that, I do think it's dark for Ranieri. I hope not. But I do think with Ranieri, he's one of them. There's either two options for him to make it here. The one, I don't know. For example, you stay at Marseille, lull, stay with me, and maybe they give an opportunity. I don't know. You stay at Marseille, or you go to the Premier League on loan and you shell it to the point where we're saying, why did you go on loan? There's that. Or what I think needs to happen is Arteta says, you know what, I'm putting an arm around you. I always give this example. I use this example broadly, but you've got 5-10 games. If you play well, don't get excited. If you play rubbish, don't get excited. But by the end of the 10-game mark, I'm going to see if I can rely on you. Sometimes that happens in football. And I think he needs that because at the end of the day, Max Dowman's clearly probably ahead of you where right wing's concerned. Noni's been bought in for 50 million. You have got Saka. If I'm realistic, whether I like it or not, Martinelli, Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, they'll all probably be pulled over to the right-hand side more than my man. Obviously, in the 10 role, Ranieri's probably more ready for that right now than Max Dowman. I don't know what the pecking order looks like in that regards. We've seen Kai playing the Odegaard role, Odegaard playing the Odegaard role, Eze playing the Odegaard role, Marino and Fit playing that. Not to mention whether you're going to play in the right pocket or the left pocket, apologies, or the right pocket of midfield. You're competing indirectly, whether you're like for like players or not. You're competing indirectly with Rice and Zubamendi for starters. How much money together did we spend on both of them? They're both international footballers. They're both key to our Arteta system. It's dark fee from there. Marino is probably more likely to play in that left 8 than you. The same goes for Kai Havertz. Norgard can't buy minutes. He's probably ahead of you. So it's a bit of what I just said there. I do think it's a bit of the manager has to put his his arm on him. Maybe an element of pathways, because that's the one thing I can say. He is young, but I don't want you to get lost in the lone circuit. So yeah, man. We need to build on this performance. We've been disappointing for months, in my opinion. Rice and Zubi, MLS can switch between the 6 and the 8 through the match. Same with MLS and Callum at left back and 8. Arteta likes PSG's fluidity and the visions there. Listen, let the young G's do their thing, man. Don't start Kai. We lost 2 trophies, forcing him in the team. Would love to see Zubi and MLS play some games together next season. The ball retention would be crazy. That's what the gaffer's got to do. We know Rice and Zubi can play together. We know MLS and Zubi can play together. We've seen Rice as a 6 and Odegaard and Eze. Obviously, albeit ironically, we're playing West Ham next in the Premier League in the home game before Odegaard got injured. You just need these relationships. As mad as it sounds, isolate to the belly of the beast. There might be times where it's Gyokeres or Kai. It's Kai in that 10 and Gyokeres. We've seen a lot. Right back's making me nervous now going into Atletico. I'm getting a bit nervous, guys and girls. Because Ben played a lot of minutes yesterday, innit? Are you going to do the mascara? I don't know, but you know what? Tuesday's problems are Tuesday's problems. DJ, I'm feeling the hopium. You're not alone, my guy. Maybe Mascara for White. Just think that Athletic has a bit much for White to handle. Noni did well against Atletico in the first leg. Glad to see Saka back, but he ain't 100%, so we'll see. I'll give Noni that, because as much as I get on to Noni, I said it, like, two of them, like, it's fair to say, yeah, obviously, Gyokeres is one of the most frustrating players in attack, and the same goes for Noni. To be fair to them, they should both have assists at the minimum based on the game in Spain. Apparently, Noni has a personal trainer for his own product. Yeah, he does. Like, I like Noni. He's mandem. At the end of the day, one thing I admire about him is you're not an idiot. I know you're not on social media, but you're not an idiot. You know people are doing the whole Chelsea reject thing, but you know Arsenal with a coach club. You want to sign for us. You want to try to do this thing. You believe in the vision. I'm on that. I don't think he's. I think when I'm talking about Noni, yeah, never let it go like I don't rate him. It's more you're very frustrating. I rate you. That's why I'm quite angry, because you're like Martinelli to me. Like, if there's three actions that like if we just assume three actions means you score, you'll always do two of the three well. But the third one, you might go near post when you should go far post, vice versa of that. You might run into a blind alley. And I do think when you're 23, 24, been at PSV, been at Chelsea, been at Arsenal, got personal trainer, I do think this might just be you, you know. To which, if that's the tool we've got to utilize, we'll utilize you. We can use you. There's something there. Gyokeres has been available in our squad. That's the most important quality. Shout out Mascara. Big up CJ in the chat. MLS is a real bad. I think Arteta regrets sending Ethan on load. Hope he sees the mistake he made with MLS and can allow Ethan to show himself instead of overthinking everything. If I'm honest, I do think that, but then I also think Ethan must have pushed to go on loan. Because worst comes to worst, as much as I'm vexed at Arteta around Ethan, Arteta must have been thinking that at worst comes to worst, you're a body. And rightly so. Wanyeri, you're getting probably a text or a phone call. Obviously, we know how it worked out, but deserve be saying, yo, we're going to play you. We've been in the champs and that. Massive club, Marseille. It's a top 5 league. Saliba might be gassing him. Look what he did for my career. He's probably said, listen, Gaffer, I like it, but they're saying something over there. In which all of his experience at Arsenal, the short little positive stint at Marseille to where it is now, these all are going to make you in it, bro. I think Wanyeri more push for that. It's good to have a left footer on the left side of midfield. MLS was hooping. Kyler, I hear that, but what going for your Gyokeres slander? You're enough one. Olu's not alone. What are you saying? MLS in the 8. We've been saying it all season. I told man, Dalman is a 10, if anything. Odegaard gets sold for Dalman. The winger thing gives Dalman more protection. I'm a big fan of Dalman in the short term as a right winger, though. I'm not going to lie. Low-key, I think Timber's going to pop out of nowhere. I can't lie. We're at the part of the season. I don't want surprises. Who's fit and whatnot? I think he'll start Ben on Tuesday. You're not alone. Same. If you could choose the left wing for next season, who were you getting and why? It's not going to make sense to you lot because there's no hardcore evidence. But I'd rather buy that Krupke guy from Bournemouth. You can play left wing. We'll make it happen. You can play in other roles. You'll play left wing. Or, come on, man. If you got 100 million to play with, you must be able to get Morgan Rogers. Because honestly, I'd rather that right now than we're not going to like just to. We're linked with Nico Williams, Rafa Leao, Anthony Gordon. I'd rather get Morgan Rogers, who I believe is a central midfielder by trade. I'd rather get him and play him off the left. Natural footballing talent is more to do with their DNA. You can't bake a quality cake with bad ingredients. Mascara, apologies, would relish playing against Atletico. He's playing them multiple times before. Man came on last week and got a shot on target immediately. I can't lie, I thought he scored. I remember that. Depends on who we sell. Bacola if he leaves. I'd have Bacola, but I have to be honest. You're better, but you're incredibly frustrating as well. Oh, Ndai would be great. Ndai is a shout. Yeah, Ndai. But I do want a 1v1 demon left winger, sorry. Like, obviously, I just want someone aggressive out there, man. I don't really want the widey kind of playmakers. Carrot Skeeler, for me, would be my ideal prototype because he's like a playmaker and he's direct. But when we can't grab that, can we? No, I'm going Zubimendi and Rice. This, I'm not moving scope. This is the target. You know we're not grabbing him, man. You know we're not grabbing him. Yeah, there's no updates to my knowledge with Timber. But Arteta did us dirty because this latest stint that Timber's been out, did he not say that, oh, he's only out for a couple of days? Days are turned into weeks. Weeks are turned into months. It's madness. I don't want Ndai going to a rival. Hot take, I think Ndai goes Man United. I don't know why. I just think he does. No, Ethan transfer rumors ain't died down, but they've not exactly sped up either. There's no rumors to really speculate. The season's not done, isn't it? Like, it doesn't make sense. I just want players we can bet on, man. This Nonny thing is not serious. We're past it now. I like him, but you must be able to gas Newcastle. Newcastle will do that. Apparently, Yildiz has a knee injury he's carrying. DG, have you seen Crystal Palace are rotating heavily? That's with Europe in mind. Clearly. And that's why we need to do our jobs, man, because I can't lie to you. I am nervous West Ham away, man. I know we've got a good record there. They're still shades of 2022-23. They got battered against Brentford. They're fighting for their lives. You know, we're going to have to go to war with Atletico and then do some other stuff. I do like what I see from that Ajax, if I'm honest, Mika Götze, but it's all speculation, man. It's all speculation. I'm just wary of the time, people. We're going live in 11 minutes where we're going to watch Man United Liverpool. So we're going to end this. Appreciative to you lot tuned in. If you haven't subscribed or smashed the like button, please make sure you're doing such, people. And yeah, come join me for Man United Liverpool. But if we link up when we next link up, then yeah, one love until then.